Hello guys, I'm back with another water review. This one is review number 86 for Friday, February 7th, 2020. And this week I have probably the first true canned water on my channel. I don't count that weird Taiwanese Pokemon water I reviewed a while back as a true water. That one was really more of a soft drink, to be honest. But this one is a true canned water, and they've done quite an interesting thing with this canned water, and I'll explain that later. But this I believe to be a relatively new company out of Canada, and it's a natural spring water from Lanark County, Ontario, which is just outside Canada's capital city of Ottawa, Ontario. And on their website they mentioned that they're trying to make an impact on the single-use plastic bottles that most traditional waters use, and so they've used this aluminum can instead. On their website they talk about how they wanted to create a premium, sustainable, natural spring water, and they've done a good job from what I can tell from the information they put on their website. They use a spring which is in Lanark County on a private estate, so minimal human contact to that spring, which is excellent. And they talk about how it's part of the Laurentian Plateau. So a good amount of information about the source. And then they also mention that they've come up with this resealable aluminum can instead of using single-use plastics for their bottling process. And while I do see this as a good thing, I do question it a little bit, because instead of using a single-use plastic, they're using what I would assume to be a single-use aluminum can, so it's going to have to be recycled one way or the other. And with this plastic label they've put on it, I'm no recycling expert or anything, but I would assume that's probably not the easiest to take off and recycle, whereas a plastic bottle with just like a simple paper label you could rip off the clear plastic bottle, I would think would be easier to recycle, but I don't know, maybe it is easier to recycle aluminum cans. What I really liked about their website was that they had a full mineral breakdown, which was really cool to see. They had every single mineral that could be measured for their measurement report on there, including cyanide, and I'm happy to report no cyanide in cycle water, so that's good to know. But it's a relatively low TDS water, just 130 ppm, so I'm not expecting a huge amount of flavor here, but with these waters you tend to just have a really nice crisp tasting water, so we'll have to see in the tasting and nosing portion of this video. But now on to bottle design and materials, or I guess can design and materials. And this can really stood out to me on the shelf with this absolutely beautiful design to it. The can itself is just a traditional tall format aluminum can. This one's the 473 milliliter version, so taller than the traditional Coca-Cola 12-pack can, which is I think 300 and something milliliters, but just a traditional aluminum can, except for the resealable top on the top here, which is a black plastic with a little white seal on it to ensure that it hasn't been opened. And then they've actually etched in instructions into the top of the can on how to open this top. So nice to see for newbies. But really what stands out about this can is the absolutely stunning label they've put on it. This nice kind of sky blue plastic label that they've put on. It's completely wrapped on the can, and it has a really just minimal seam to it, so really nice overall design. It's this nice matte blue to it, so it doesn't shine too much. And then they just have a really simple modern design to it with the cycle logo here, so it's kind of an arrow shape of a drop, and then they've put a C in the middle for cycle, a nice white contrast font, really modern looking. And then down at the bottom front here they've put the TDS and the fact that it's resealable, which is cool. On the side of the can here they've put the fact that it's Canadian spring water, some basic facts about the water and the company itself, and then they've also put a pH down here, so it's a pH of 7.7, which is fairly neutral. And then they've also put a little "Our Story" blurb here on the side. What I really like about the can itself is that they've put this little white box down here where you can write who the can belongs to. I thought that was kind of cute, so I put my name inside there. And then on the back they have a nutrition facts table, a mineral analysis again, and an ingredients list. Great job, Cycle Water, for having all three of these tables on there. I love to see that, and it seems like a lot of these new water companies are catching on to the fact that this is nice to see on a water, and so they're including it. And then finally, again, they've included some little logos on how to open the top of the can. So just an overall really nice, clean, modern design. It stands out from all the other waters. No other waters are really using this kind of color scheme, but it's kind of weird because it's such a nice blue with the white contrast color on the font. So now we will see, how does Cycle Water taste? So in terms of opening it, it looks like you just kind of pull on this tab here. So, wow, there's some serious pressure behind that. And then you just slide. Look at that. And then you have a little opening there. It's not the full opening of the traditional can, and the shape of the opening is actually different as well. The tab mechanism actually goes into the can as well to, I guess, maybe limit the flow of water. I'm not entirely sure, but we will try first drinking from the can to see how drinkable it is. The lid in the top actually does limit the amount of water coming out. I guess it's not such a rush of water. It's kind of a smooth, slow flow of water coming out, but certainly still drinkable. And just initial tastes that I'm getting, it's kind of soft. It's softer than I was expecting. Almost like it has like a silica in it, but it has a very low to negligible silica in it. So I'm not quite sure why I'm getting this kind of softness, but overall really nice. So I'm just going to pour it into my Glencairn glass here. So quick on the nose. Yeah, I mean, really not much getting on the nose for this one, but on the taste. Yeah, it's really weird. I'm getting this that soft, papery kind of sensation and taste that I get with boxed waters. I'm getting with this canned water. It's very weird. It must be maybe the lining of the can or something like that, or just the mineral content. I'm really not sure why I get it. It's not a off-putting taste or anything like that. It's just something notable. It really is similar to those boxed waters in terms of kind of mouthfeel and taste overall, kind of soft and papery, but still really nice to drink. And that's really all I have to say about this canned Cycle Water. And now I can reseal it. So I just slide that forward, and then you just push back down on the tab, and it's completely resealed. Let's test this out. Oh, it did a little dripping, but that's it. Really cool, innovative can design there. So now on to final score. For company history and interestingness, Cycle Water's website's really nicely designed. It's a brand new website, so I would have expected that. It has beautiful graphics, information about the company mission, about their sustainability goals, and they talk about their source, really in depth about their source, and then they also talk about their product design and why they went with this for sustainability. Really, they tie everything together to their mission, whether or not it's really sustainable or not. I'm not an expert, so I don't know, but it's nice to see they've at least tied everything together to that mission of sustainability and environmentally friendliness, which is good. And then I was really happy to see that mineral analysis on their website. Really just, they had 3 tabs, and one of them was mineral analysis, which was great. You can also order on their website, which is kind of nice. Overall, just plain simple website. So in terms of company history and interestingness, they get 2.25 out of 2.5 points. In terms of can design and materials of the can are really excellent. Nice high quality aluminum can. The plastic top feels very secure, and then this label is absolutely stunning. Really nice, simple, modern design. Absolutely beautiful. Probably top 5 in terms of can and water bottle designs. So really excellent job here. And they also, as well as being really beautiful, they have a function as well, with a nutrition facts table, mineral analysis, and ingredients list. So really excellent, full points, 2.5 out of 2.5. Now in terms of taste, the taste I was really not expecting. It has a very neutral nose, but in terms of taste, you get kind of a soft taste, which I'm not the biggest fan of. And then it has kind of a papery taste to it, at least that's what I describe it as. It tastes like the water that I've had in some other boxed waters. So kind of a soft, sweet paperiness to it, but Still really nice. I'll give them 2.5 out of 4 points for taste and nose. Finally, in terms of value, and this is where I struggle with this a bit, this one can cost $2.29 at my local grocery store, which is quite expensive. A 12-pack on their website is $24, which is still $2 a can, and you have to pay for shipping. So really hard to justify the value, especially since this is less than half a liter. You can get a full liter of Smart Water, which is another premium water, for around that price. So really hard to justify. If you do want to support a local company, if you're local to Canada, or if you just like the design and stuff like that, then maybe splurge for this. But as far as like a daily drink, it's really hard to justify this price. So in terms of value, they get 1/4 point. Tallying it all up, they get a very respectable 7.5 out of 10 points. Really good job for Cycle Water here, a small water company from Canada, and a really nice design product, a great mission behind their company, and a pretty good taste to it as well. So I hope you all enjoyed my review of Cycle's canned still water offering. Please like and subscribe, comment down below which other waters you'd like me to review in the future, which foods you'd like me to review. I'm probably going to do an interesting video coming up about how I've kind of reduced the amount of plastics and single-use plastics in terms of drinking water in my life. So that kind of goes along with the theme of this water. But other video recommendations, I'm all in for it. So I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week. Thank you.